Welcome back to Fitpod, and today we've got a brilliant guest. He's stand-up comedian, actor, and someone who knows how to get the room laughing, whether it's on stage, on TV, or probably even at family gatherings. You might know him from Man Like Mobeen or from his stand-up gigs across the country. He's carved out a space in comedy with his sharp wit, relatable humor, and maybe a few jokes that have made his family question their life choices. Please welcome the very funny and the very talented Guz Khan. Tez Ilyas. Sorry.
Hey.
Tez.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, bro?
I'm alright, bro. How you doing?
Did you like that intro?
It was nice, bro. I mean, it took you long enough to get it right, but it was very, very nice. Guys, you don't know this. About 4 tries, my brother couldn't read English. Struggling, bro. Key stage level 2, bro. He couldn't get past it. Like Biff and Chip level, bro. He couldn't read that. He's reading it as well. He's not just making it up. He's reading it. It's so funny. Alhamdulillah, you got there, bro. I'm proud of you, bro. Because I know, like with gym heads, it's a bit hard sometimes reading, is because the muscles in your eyes they get too big in it and you can't see properly. So I'm proud of you, bro.
I knew. If when I do this, there's gonna be a comeback, and it's gonna be.
Even then, bro, you didn't do it that smoothly. I feel like you need to do one more take.
Shall we do it again? Okay, let's do it again.
You can leave that. You can leave that in, though. Yeah.
Can I just have this? This time's gonna be banging.
Yeah.
We'll go again.
Pressure, guys. Don't. This is.
You know what? We got a big celebrity. And it's a bit,
He's nervous. There's big words in this monologue. It's hard. Words like please and welcome. The guys from Birmingham don't know these words, so he's reading it, but he doesn't even know what it means. He's just reading it phonetically, but he doesn't understand.
Welcome back to Fitpod with Nasser. Today we've got a brilliant guest. He's a stand-up comedian, actor, and someone who knows how to get the room laughing, obviously. Whether it's on stage, on TV, or even the family gatherings. You might know him from Man Like Mobeen or from his stand-up gigs across the country. He's carved out a space in comedy with his sharp wit, relatable humor, and maybe a few jokes that have made his family question their life choices. Please welcome the very funny and the very talented Tez Ilyas.
Got there in the end. Mashallah.
We got there. But this is the whole point of having a comedian. Even something goes wrong, it's all good.
You gotta embrace it.
You gotta.
Life is full of mistakes. You gotta embrace them.
100%.
Put on a t-shirt.
So I want to get straight into it. My first question to you. When did you first realize you were funny? Was it at school talent shows, family gatherings, or roasting your siblings like everyone does?
Probably school, if I'm honest. Yeah, I don't think I'm the funniest person in my family, so it wouldn't have been my family. So definitely school. Like just heckling teachers, shouting out answers to rhetorical questions. Like stuff like that. I remember once I answered a question, like it was such an obvious rhetorical. The headmaster was doing an assembly, and I think it was she headmistress actually, and she asked just like a rhetorical question to the whole school.
Yeah.
I just answered it. And I think in my mind I knew it was a rhetorical question. I wasn't supposed to answer it, but I just like I know the answer to this.
Do you know what the question was?
Bro, I couldn't remember. I was like 4.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? It's like proper.
But
like.
Do you know what the answer was?
7. I have no idea. All I remember is I answered this question and like I shouted out and she was like, yeah, but that wasn't. And then everyone laughed, and I think I kind of probably enjoyed that feeling. I was like, oh,
really?
Yeah, I like that.
And then when did you you got your secondary school days, college, uni. So is this something? Are you educated? Let's talk about your education. I mean, you've told people about my education.
Yeah. So bear in mind, how old are you? I'm a bit older than you, I think.
No, we're the same age.
Are we?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. You look good. You look better for it.
It's the gym heads.
Must be all that gym stuff in it. So I did my GCSEs in 1999.
Yeah.
And I got 6 A's, 4 B's, and a C.
Mashallah.
Which in today's currency is like 8 A stars in it. It's like 8. It's like 8 9s in today's currency.
Yeah.
So I did reasonably well, and also bear in mind my high school had a GCSE pass rate of 35%. And we had more race riots in my school than music teachers. So So with all of that context in mind, 6 A's is pretty good to come out of that school with.
Even till today's.
Yeah. So I did all right in those times. Then I went to A levels, messed them up. I ended up going through clearing. Went to Lancaster, one of the best unis in the country. Fell upwards. So I got a bachelor's in biochemistry and a master's in management.
Oh, mashallah.
So to answer your question, yes, I am educated. I am educated.
I am
actually.
highly educated.
As it goes, yes.
So what made you choose comedy then?
Well, if you know anything about comedians, is not my words. People have said this. Comedians are very clever.
They are. They have to be.
They have to be. Like, to train your wit to come back so quickly and to be able to write stuff and command an audience of people and stuff. There has to be some sort of smartness there. So I fell into comedy way later. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed making people laugh through high school, uni, work and stuff like that. And people always like, talking about my sense of humor and stuff. But it was really, I was about 27. I just moved back to London, working in London. And I just was a bit bored, lonely as well. I'm not afraid to say it. I just thought I need something to do. I need a hobby, something to do in the evenings. And I ended up Googling writing workshops. And I came across a stand-up workshop. And I thought, stand-up workshop. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then I thought, you know what? My friends always say I'm funny. They've always told me I'm funny.
Let's try it.
So if I try this, worst case scenario, I'll make a fool of myself and I'll meet new people. I can live with both of those things.
Yeah.
And so I did it. It was like 1 day a week for 6 weeks. It doesn't teach you how to be funny, but gives you the mechanics of writing, do's and don'ts, practice, that sort of thing, homework and stuff like that. And so I got into it, and then at the end of it, there's a showcase. So everyone who was on that course, you do a showcase at the end where everyone just does like 5-10 minutes of what they've prepared over the last 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And people laughed in the right places in that showcase. Like, it was full of family and friends, basically.
Yeah.
And people laughed when I wanted them to laugh, as opposed to at me, which I'd have lived with that as well, to be honest. But they laughed when I wanted them to laugh. And then after that, I was like, I enjoyed that. I'm going to carry on. And then, so I found the open mic circuit in London, which is like the bottom rung of the ladder. This entire huge subculture within London that you didn't even know exists under the underbelly. It was amazing. And so I just threw myself into that 3-4 times a week, just going to like pub month, club month there. Yeah. And I don't drink. It's mad. So I've never drank. And I'm going to these like pubs, and it's like room above a pub, like basements and stuff like that, innit?
Yeah.
That's where these gigs are.
Yeah.
So you gotta go where the environment is, unfortunately. And it was great, man. People, I basically, that was like learning how to do it. It's like my apprenticeship. And so every year I got a bit better. And then I think 5 years, 6 years in, I got the opportunity to make enough money to leave my day job.
Oh, wow.
And then 6.5 years, actually, almost to the day since I started. Quit my day job, quit London. Because I thought, if I'm going to earn money in comedy, I don't want to spend it all on rent in London.
Yeah.
It was fun under my day job. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was almost like my day job at that point was subsidizing my comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It was subsidizing me being in London. So if I'm leaving that, I've got to leave London as well. So I packed my bags, went back to Blackburn, and then just went where the work is. So if I need to go to London, I'll go to London. If I need to go Birmingham, wherever I need to go, I would go. And that was almost 7 years ago, just over 7 years ago. Yeah, so
wow, time flies, man.
I know. So I've been full time now longer than I was part time.
Wow,
which feels weird.
So, what was the first joke you ever told on stage, and how did it land, or did you just want to crawl into a hole? You think,
I mean, that first gig I ever did was really nice, but honestly, bro, you've asked me a question that I'm not prepared for, so I couldn't tell you, bro. It's 15 years ago. And it's not a question I get asked very often, so I genuinely couldn't tell you. I think I might have said something along the lines of, I think I used to dress in a suit then, because I used to do my gigs after work. So I was in a suit and tie and that. And I think it was a little joke like or something. I know you're thinking he looks more like an apprentice candidate than a stand-up comedian. I think it maybe something. It wasn't like the best joke ever, but I think it was somewhat like that. Might have been. And it's got a decent laugh, because obviously, there's always an open on The Apprentice in it every single year.
Yeah. Last couple of years there have been a few Asian.
There's always, even since the beginning, they were always opening on that show. They always at least had one opener on that show, or opney.
Diverse.
Yeah, they always, because obviously Asians in business and stuff in it. That's one area they'll give us credit for. So. Yeah, there's always an opener on that show every single year.
This year, I think there's an Asian girl.
Yeah, maybe. I don't watch it much anymore.
It's shit,
Is it?
It's just the whole thing's just gone down the pants
I feel like
last 4
early
or 5
days
years.
they got people who are like serious people, like serious bande,
Yeah.
and then after a while, like they were like, you know what, let's just get the most entertaining people.
It's entertaining. It's more of entertainment now.
And
than
like
anything else.
let the show speak for itself, like because
Yeah.
it'll be entertaining. Them struggling with the tasks will be entertaining. You don't need to add mad
don't need
characters
to.
into it.
Because I had Dr. Asif. Remember Dr. Asif a couple of years ago? He came on.
Yeah, he's like boxing now and all sorts.
yeah,
Bro.
yeah. I always kind of cuss him.
But then I met Sohail, who was on it, the kickboxer.
Sohail.
He was on it a couple of years ago.
Sohail.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. I went on a charity trip with him. He's a good lad.
But then they say everything is pre-planned, so it's
I
like,
don't know.
well, what's the point?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Everything is pre-planned. What you can, what you can't do. A lot of all that is done.
Is
You can't
it?
change that. Yeah, they
Oh,
give you a
wow.
couple of different options. When they're like, for example, sit there making the logo. They only have like 2-3 options which they can kind of work with.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. But then when they're selling stuff, they've got to still do the job, though, innit?
They
When
still
they're
gotta- yeah.
when they're selling somewhere or they're pitching to a brand to like make a sale or whatever, they've got to do that. They've got to
and
do
then
that, though, innit?
a friend of mine was on there. Heaven Dessert.
Oh
brand.
yeah, okay.
He's a friend of mine, and he was on there a few years ago, and he said they give you the questions, what to ask them, and they already know as well, and it's
Oh,
all
really?
very fixed up,
Okay.
consistent.
Expert though. Not
Yeah, and it was like, after that I was just like, this is rubbish. Then it's just a waste
Oh,
of time.
okay, fair enough. I didn't realize it was that scripted.
It's very scripted, very scripted. Who are your role models in comedy?
Few different people. I love writers. So like Armando Iannucci, who wrote The Thick of It and Veep. Matt Parker and Trey Stone, South Park guys. Very, very funny. Then Dave Chappelle.
South Park. Is
Yeah,
just
so
funny.
those geezers. What's
Family
it?
Guy.
Yeah, that Family Guys is not. I don't think it's in the same league as South Park, if I'm honest. But
Yeah.
South Park was at its peak. Doba.
It was
It was somewhere else.
yeah.
But also that show inspired me a lot because it was like they took the piss out of everyone.
Everyone.
They were like equal opportunity offenders. So they weren't like, even their own things they take the piss out of. And that was quite inspiring. It's like, yeah, if you do it in the right way, you can push your comedy like quite far. So I really enjoyed that. Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
Stuart Lee. Yeah, man, a lot of different people from different places. Even like comedy actors like Jim Carrey and stuff like that, like Robin Williams and stuff. Amazing.
Again, they're very intelligent people.
Yeah.
Some of the like speeches that you listen to Jim Carrey's, it's just like
Very profound guy.
Yeah, you think they don't come across very intelligent in the films and stuff. Just like
To play that character though, it requires a certain amount of intelligence. Like look at 8 in Man Like Mobeen. Like to be able to think of the daftest thing to say requires a certain level of like.
I want to come to that.
Yeah, okay.
There's one element of that is just I was in stitches. It's something that you said.
Yeah,
the church part.
Dad. Dad is my favorite part of that. That is my favorite thing. I think it's the single favorite thing. Dad is too funny.
What do you call him? Father.
Who said?
Dad.
Did you say halal lettuce? What the hell is that? Halal lettuce.
No, she was the gory said, I was trying to find halal lettuce, and I was like, isn't lettuce always halal? And then that scene, that entire church episode was too funny.
Bro, that scene was just hilarious, man. I watched it and I was just like, Dad. He goes, what do you call him?
Writing comedy must
Father.
be the most- I don't know what is that like? Writing comedy.
Hard, bro, hard because it's just you in it,
Yeah.
and you think, well, I find it funny, but that doesn't mean other people are gonna find it funny, or does it mean the way I deliver it, they're gonna find it funny? So you could find something funny. So you could think of an idea and think, I think that's funny, that, and try it out on stage, and it just doesn't work. But that might be because you're not delivering it right. So it might not be the idea itself; it might be your delivery of the idea. So sometimes you got to try one idea 3-4 times
So how
to
do
really
you-
know if it works or doesn't work.
So how do you deliver an idea? Do you deliver it at home in front of your wife, kids, or
none of
do you
that.
just
No,
do it
no,
out?
no,
But
you
what if it's not
none
funny?
of it. Yeah, then here's what it is.
Don't you just feel
that's
like,
the job?
oh,
Yeah, that's the
shit.
job. Sometimes you gotta be there like an idiot, like an ullu, and stand there. No one laughs. That's the job, bro.
That must. So how does
That's
that
the hardest
make you
part of the
feel-
job.
Yeah.
Just stand there like an idiot. But you can get, there's through experience, there's ways of getting out of that as well. You know what I mean? You make a comment and they laugh. If you're doing a funny ad lib after it, they laugh. But you know, it happens even now. Like it happened a couple of weeks ago to me. I had a gig at a charity event.
Yeah.
And that's always hard when you're imposing comedy on people and they're not there for that. It's always difficult. Round tables, distance, and all that. And just sometimes people think they're going to get a comedy club atmosphere by booking comedians. Like, no. Watching a comedian at a comedy club is different to then putting that person on a charity event. The atmosphere is
blinding on a.
But it's not even that. Is the atmosphere is different? On a comedy show, you've gone to watch comedy.
Yeah.
So you've gone there on the
yeah.
proviso that you're going to watch whatever they're doing. You know what the environment is, what the sketch is. You've gone to a family wedding, or you've gone to a charity event, or you've gone wherever, and suddenly they're going, oh, we got a comedian now. You might enjoy it, but like there's a lot of people that are like, all right, cool, well, we haven't come for this, but we'll see what he says. And then stuff that they might laugh at in a different context, in a comedy club or something, in that environment, they're not going to find funny, or they're not going to be able to laugh and enjoy themselves the same way because they're conscious about family being there and elders and this and that. So it's a very different idea.
Like you said, it's the environment. You are raising money for underprivileged children, and then and then you're.
Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it can still work, but I'm saying it's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot more difficult because you don't a comedy club. Everyone's there for that. Yeah.
Everyone's there for a laugh. So did you ever think that, you should have been a doctor, lawyer, or an accountant?
Oh yeah, when I was young, of course. I think that's genuinely what I wanted to do when I was younger, was be a doctor. I needed 6 A's at GCSEs. That's what I needed. So I was on track until my A levels. Yeah, of course. And I was a civil servant for years. I was working in Whitehall. I was working for the Home Office.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that must have been jokes. Yeah.
Policy. Yeah, it was. It was all right. I worked in the Olympics. I had to organize the Olympics and stuff, bro. I had a serious job.
Oh, bloody hell! So why then? Because of the comedy though.
Yeah. I was just like I said. I found I was working, and then I was like, I need something to do in the evening, and I came across that stand-up workshop, and then I was doing both for about 6.5 years.
What if this doesn't work?
What, the comedy?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I got my job in it. Then I had my job.
you left your job.
Oh, when I left my job, at that point you gotta take a risk in it. You gotta just be like, listen, I'm making enough money to at least
6 months.
For like 6 months to a year to and then things were going in the right direction though. So you're like, I might end up hitting a ceiling at some point or plateauing or whatever, but that's not yet, because I am just still, unless I suddenly hit a break or something, which is not going to happen anytime soon. So it's all going in this one direction. Anyway, obviously at some point I'll hit a ceiling or something. Yeah. But at the moment the trajectory is just going one way. So just give it a go.
When you decided to do this comedy, right? What was your family's initial reaction when you said, "Mom, Dad, I want to be a comedian"?
Oh, I didn't do that. No.
Are they still support? Were they supportive?
Yeah, they're super supportive. Obviously, like at the time. So my dad is an interesting character in that my dad's been here since he was 6.
In the country.
Yeah. So he's British, innit? So he's like grew up playing football and all that. So for him,
is that what British is, growing up playing football?
Yeah. Who you tell me who else's dad do you? You're 41, right?
Yeah.
So everyone who you know,
I'm 40, bro.
Right, oh my bad. So listen. Once you get to
another 365
once you get to a certain
days,
age, you're the same age. Everyone at this age, everyone 2 years above you, 2 years below you, is the same age.
It's the same thing, innit?
It's the same age.
Yep.
But anyway, so who do you know? Whose dad around your age group do you know? So you're talking 60 plus, innit? Even 65, 70 plus. You know that played Sunday League football with Gore back in the 70s and 80s?
No. I heard of him fighting the Gore.
Yeah. No, my dad plays Sunday League football. My dad's got a cabinet full of trophies.
Really?
He's a geezer.
Play, man.
Yeah. Proper tough Sunday League defender. Centre back.
Defender?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So he was like the brown sheep of his generation, innit? So me being like the brown sheep of my generation kind of fit in for him. He was like, yeah, wicked, go do it. If it makes you happy, crack on. Mum was a bit more difficult. So mum was obviously a bit more traditional on that, and a bit more like, oh, come on, you got a good job on that. What are you doing? But I think when they start seeing stuff like BBC and stuff like that, they recognize. Like I can say to them, "Oh, Mum, I've got a weekend at the Comedy Store in London. It's the best club in the country." They're like, that doesn't mean anything to them. Yeah, it means nothing to them. I'm like, oh, I got an opportunity to go to this festival or whatever. Doesn't mean anything to them. But if I'm like, oh, BBC, and I'm going to contract it there, they're like, oh, BBC, no, that's good. That. Or at the same time, or like when other people, like their friends or whatever, will be like, oh, you're Sunya tera mura, ਇਹ program ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਿਆ ਚੰਗਾ ਵੈਸੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੈ they be like oh okay you enjoy it oh wicked so when other people be like
then they get a
then
bit
they be like oh yeah it's okay
yeah otherwise it's like what you doing
yeah I get it though because they didn't come my granddad didn't come here after World War II for me to become a comedian
yeah
do you know what I mean so it's hard for them to like understand
absorb that
because for you like
him.
like we got you educated
we fought wars for him
we got you educated for you to become doctors and accountants and lawyers and engineers and you know whatever go business card whatever you know proper jobs that we understand tangible jobs that we understand even now if you're a young lad and you said to your mum I'm a social media manager they'd be like what the heck
yeah honestly
any new jobs they don't always understand
like,
exactly yeah podcast if you said I'm selling all my businesses and I'm going to do podcast full time they'd be like Damag kam kar di
honest to God
and until you could be like well mum the podcast is bringing me whatever and then they're like oh chalo theek hai kam kar
yeah go back to work now
yeah
go back to your studio what's the funniest and the most awkward gig you've ever done
I mean those two things are on the same thing the awkward ones are where like you don't do well in it
yeah but what's the worst
when you
one
die in it I can think of a couple one I was doing this gig urban gig so that means like largely it was like a black audience in Tooting South London and Riz Ahmed actor, he's in the audience so obviously it's 4 lines and all that you're like oh that mera hero aa gaya I want to impress him innit and Kane Brown's hosting this gig Kane's a beast bro he's absolutely amazing I didn't know him that well he's a good friend now but I didn't know him that well back then and he's on and he's hosting and he's killing it bro like a different level and I'm on next I'm on first which they shouldn't have done because I didn't have that much experience they should have put me in the middle like in the cushy middle spot but they were just like no never put him on first so I'm going on first but like he's doing so well that I'm thinking they don't want to the audience they don't want to see me after this but even I'm thinking I don't want him to finish I'm enjoying this
just do it
let him carry on. So anyway, he introduces me. I go on and I start doing my bits, and it's not lying. It's all going a bit lackluster, and it's going like if it just went like that for the whole 10 minutes that I had, it'd been all right. Don't get me wrong. People would have gone, yeah, he did all right. He didn't set the world on fire, but whatever. But it's not. So it's not going. It's not the worst thing that could happen, but it's not going well either. You know what I mean? It's like a 2 out of 5. So I'm like, it's bad, but it's not like horrendous.
Okay.
So like. Like you're going like he was alright whatever he needs a bit of work I can see like he's got potential but he needs a bit of work it's one of them type of gigs so you can't I didn't come off people going oh yeah he's got it but also you can't come off going this guy should never do this again it was somewhere in between so but like obviously you feel like shit though innit because it's not going well so because you just want it to go well innit so you're feeling a bit shit and then I launched into this one joke I had at the time which was I bumped into this guy and he just said to me, oh, I'm sorry, my Indian friend, or something like that. And then I go into this outrageous, like, oh, what do you mean Indian? Like, you can call me. And then I list like 20 things. You can call me this, you can call me this, you can call me this, 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 call me this. But don't ever call me an Indian. And then it turns out I'm working in an Indian restaurant. Then I'm like, oh, so that table for 2 then, yeah? So obviously he thinks I'm Indian because I'm working in an Indian restaurant, innit? So I get to this bit, so I launch into this bit, call me this, 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 but don't ever call me, and I'm about to say Indian, and this, even now it hurts. This guy shouts out from the audience, a comedian. Allah. Oh! And you know when you're like, I was like, there's nothing I can say to that. He's killed me off there. There's nothing I can say that's going to be funnier than what he just said. And you have to recognize that as well. And I was like, wicked, nice one. And then I just finished that bit off. And then I think I maybe only had a minute or 2 left anyway. And I was like, all right guys, thank you very much for having me. That's my time, thank you. And then just, oh man.
Did you go look for that guy after?
Nah, because I'm like, it's part of the game, innit?
Boys landed.
No, he landed it on me good, bro. Knockout bro. And I was like, oof, no, you got me good there. That was a good one.
That's the part of
the thing is, if I was doing good,
then he wouldn't have said it.
No, but even if he said it then, it's fine because I'm doing good in it. So then we can have a back and forth, because the audience are like, nah, he's good, man. So then now they're looking forward to what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But if he said it, and in that moment there's an element of truth to it, because I'm not doing that well, then you're like, nah, that's what can I?
That's not a joke, bro.
Because the audience are not with you. Because if you've made them laugh for 7-8 minutes, and then someone's tried something, they're like, go on, get him.
Yeah.
But if you've not done well, and then someone's landed on something, they're like, oh.
Yeah. Because everyone's probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh, that was harsh.
So I'm like, nah, you've done me bad there. And you know, Rizama's there as well. So I can't even say hello to him afterwards. I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I can't say hello to him after that.
Serious?
Yeah.
No, you should have, man.
No, I met him a couple of times. I think I met him once before that, and after that I met him a couple of times. But nah, man, that was probably the worst one. But you know, everyone's
it's a
had,
stepping stone.
Yeah, and everyone's had those sorts of experiences. But yeah, it was a mad. It was, like, in hindsight, I'm glad it happened to me, because I'm like, it's a good story.
Yeah.
And I learned stuff from it. But at the time, obviously, you're like, that's the worst thing.
Worst thing ever. Did you at that point think, that's it? It's not for me. I'm done.
No. I was doing well enough. You know, like these little bad gigs here and there. It's like having a bad day at the office. People probably have a bad day at the office once a week.
Yeah.
It happens. And that you got to treat any job like that. You're like, whatever you do, you might do a whole podcast episode with someone. I was like, I wasn't really feeling it. That was a bit of a weird episode. I wasn't feeling it. That doesn't mean you're going to knock the podcast on the head, innit? Yeah. Or you'll have certain podcast episodes that people enjoy more. Or there'll be podcast episodes that you enjoyed more, but your listeners are like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I thought that was going to be more rated. Yeah. And there's other ones that maybe you think, yeah, whatever, that's fine. Then they love them ones. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you can't, there's no rhyme or reason sometimes.
You just got to kind of.
You just got to kind of.
It.
Yeah.
You just got to carry on.
Yeah. Same, you can't let those little things knock you, because in this job, especially in this business, stand-up comedy.
It's very hard.
Bro, like, you have to have resilience, because if you're going to knock you on the head after 1 or 2 bad gigs, bro, then you're in the wrong game.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get that. And the thing about this is, it's not like being a comedian online. You put a video out and it gets no views, or people don't like it. It doesn't really matter that much, because you can delete it or like whatever, just next video on it. But if you're doing that publicly in front of all these bande, and you got 200, 300, 400 people there, and you feel humiliated in front of all those people, that's a different feeling, bro. That's a different level of sharam. That's some
different level of besharmi, that is.
That's some, you have to shake it off though. But all these sports stars have a bad game.
Yeah.
The GOAT of every sport has had tens and tens, if not hundreds of bad games. I think there's a famous Michael Jordan quote, and like, the reason I make so many shots is because I take so many shots that miss as well, but you only remember the ones that hit.
True.
Because I've won so much, you don't look at the ones I've missed more than I've made, but you don't remember the ones that I missed, because I made some important ones.
True.
So you just gotta carry on.
You gotta just crack on with it.
Yeah.
Now, you've done mainstream gigs and appeared on Man Like Mobeen. What's the biggest difference between stand-up and TV comedy?
Well, I mean, TV comedy, there are different types of TV comedy. So you get some with a live audience, and some like acting where it's not a live audience. So as a Man Like Mobeen is, you're acting like in, I guess, not too dissimilar situation like this. You got cameras and you're doing a script or whatever, and then it goes away, gets edited, and then gets put out months later. Whereas a lot of other TV shows like Mock the Week or whatever, you still got a live audience. The difference between acting and doing comedy in front of people is that when you're doing comedy in front of people, whether they're stand-up or on a panel show or something, your reaction is immediate. So you know in that moment exactly how you're doing. So you know whether you're doing well, you're not doing well, or somewhere anywhere in between. But with acting, it might feel all right, and you might like, oh, we're enjoying this. This is a good laugh, this. Oh, yeah, I can't wait for people to watch this. But truly, you don't know what it looked like at the end. When they edit it all together and they take some bits out and they choose that angle instead of that angle. You don't know what it's going to look like at the end. And you just got to hope that the editor does a good job. The editor understands comedy as well and does a good job editing it. And then also that the show's good and then people enjoy watching it. Because if you're good in it but the show's not good, people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah,
that's the matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got to be a balance of like.
So what was the experience like working with Guz and on the show itself?
Great, man. Alhamdulillah, it was great. I've not really had that much actual experience before or since, but that was an alhamdulillah blessed experience, man. It was amazing.
How did it come about?
I think me and Guz just started messaging each other online around 2015, 16. I think he messaged me first because he's kind of getting new onto the scene of like doing a bit of comedy and that. And then obviously he must have reached out to a few people that what are you doing it, just say hi and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just started chatting back and forth, and because we're both like similar background, but also like we're both like a couple of packages as well in it, just from the ends, like from Black Money, some Cov. So we had a very similar kind of upbringing. So even the opening on the circuit, there wasn't anyone else really like us. So the opening in London are a bit different to us, like from outside London. So kind of we gravitated towards each other with that. So like when we got a chance to work with each other, we were like, yeah, let's do it. And then he put me in a couple of things. I put him in a couple of things. And just Man Like Mobeen is the one that took off. And then it was an amazing experience.
That must have been funny, working.
Oh yeah, that whole, because none of us are trained actors.
Yeah.
Me, Guz, Dua, Nate, Tolu, like none of us are trained actors. So we're just trying our best and fucking up and making each other laugh and probably not being very professional about learning lines and all that sort of stuff. But
I could just imagine
it just worked.
The laugh that you guys must have had on set.
And it was amazing.
The guys probably thinking, lads, come on.
Yeah, it was sometimes a bit like that. It was a bit like that sometimes, yeah. It's like, guys, we're running out of time. Like, can we just... And you're like, oh, no, we're getting told off now. Let's do it. And sometimes it's about, like, you just want to make the other guys laugh.
Yeah, put him off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so, being in public eye all the time now, and have you ever been, like, getting recognized in the most unexpected places? And what's the weirdest fan interaction you've had?
You know what? One of the funniest ones I've ever had so randomly, I can't say they were a fan, but they recognized me. So I was walking with my wife in Leicester. I think she was we weren't married then. So we were walking through Leicester, and I think we were just outside the train station somewhere. And this one woman's walked past us, and she's obviously recognized me because she's looked at me. And then, someone looks at you long enough, they're like, I think they've recognized who I am.
Yeah.
Why they're staring at me for? She kind of looked at me and walked past, and me and my missus just looked at each other like, just say hi, innit, or whatever. Anyway, like a couple of hours later, I get a message like in my message requests, just going, "Was that you in Leicester?" And I went, "Yeah, it was." And then just replied going, "Okay." Okay, that's it. And not even OKAY. Okay. I was like, all right, like.
Let's give you the full okay.
They didn't even follow me. I was like, what did you want to know then?
That is
such a weird interaction, bro.
Okay.
It's not even like, oh, it was nice to see you. Nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, some people are so weird online, bro. Like they talk and act like they'd never do in real life. Like in real life, you never just go to someone like, all right, bye. Like you'd be like, hi, how you doing? You're right. Like,
yeah.
So weird, bro. So weird.
That is, I would be scarred for life.
Bro, okay.
If that happened to me.
Made me laugh so much.
Okay. Like.
Just.
That is freaking hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. So dumb. Did you show that to your missus?
Yeah, screenshot. I showed all of my friends. It was too funny.
Shit.
That shit made me laugh too much.
The comedy world has changed a lot. Do you think comedians have to be more careful now? Or do you think people just need to lighten up?
A bit of both, to be honest. A bit of both. Look, there were times... These things always happen every few years. There were times in the 70s and 80s where, white comics were making so many racist, derogatory jokes and stuff. And, as a society, we decided you can't do that. You can't say Paki on... You can't be a white guy saying Paki or the N-word or whatever. And we, as a society, not just us, white people as well, they were like, you can't do that. And they're like, all right, you got to clean our act up on that. And then, the next generation of comedians weren't making racist jokes and stuff. So
don't you think that's just kind of lost the essence of comedy as well? Because
Yeah,
when you
no,
listen
but-
to the old stuff, it's actually hilarious.
yeah, some of
might
it
be-
is. Some of it is. But I think also you can make comedy without using certain words. Don't get me wrong. If you want to use those words, use them in it. If you can make people laugh, your audience will tell you. But also, sensibilities have changed as well. Like audiences' sensibilities have changed. So stuff they used to laugh at 20 years ago, you wouldn't laugh at now.
Hey, everyone thinks that, oh, you're going to get
But not
cancelled.
even that. Even yourself, you'd be like,
Have you ever tried
know about
doing a joke, right? Or you wish you can do a joke, but it might get you in trouble. But you just want to be like, I really want to put this joke out, but I might get cancelled.
I mean,
do you know what I mean?
you know what it is. You got to understand what your lane is. So
You're a comedian.
No.
Comedians don't have any lanes.
Nah, you do. Like there's certain subjects that you're an authority in, like race, for example. Like being of this background in this country makes me more understanding of what racism is and stuff like that. So if I want to make jokes about racism and stuff like that, I'm coming from a place of like understanding and stuff.
Right.
But like if I want to make jokes about like I don't know, whatever, gay people or whatever, yeah, I'm like I don't know what their life experiences are. So whatever jokes I'm making are just very shallow,
Probably very
like
backward.
pub jokes. Like if you're a stand-up comedian, you're a professional.
Right.
So you should make professional standard jokes, not jokes that you might hear in a pub or something. Do you know what I mean? So you have a certain
yeah.
responsibility. You have a certain
I
responsibility,
suppose when you get to that level,
and that doesn't mean I've made jokes about rainbows and
go on, give us a joke about rainbow.
no, it's a whole routine, but it's like a 5-minute thing.
Well, do it then.
But,
You've got plenty
but
of
no,
time.
no. So like, come and see me. Or I'm gonna do my show for free here. Come to the show on that.
See, the Pakistani
Innit?
has to come out.
Exactly. No, as a professional, I'm a professional. Come to a show.
Well, professional Pakistani.
That's a professional bandiya. Exactly. So you can't. So I'll do that, but at the same time, I don't understand them and be like, oh, gay people this and women. Like it's dumb, bro. Like it's not. I don't find that stuff that funny anymore.
But there's a way of saying it,
But
right?
there's a way of saying everything in the right way.
Yeah.
So you can make jokes like I've brought there's bare comedians who make like jokes about race or about Asians or about black people or about whatever, but they do it in such a way that is coming from a place of like understanding. They're not just saying ignorant shit like to make their mates in a pub laugh.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like it's coming from a place of like I understand their culture a little bit and there's humor in it.
But there's a question I wanted to ask. A lot of, Asian or Asian Pakistani comedians now, or even Muslim comedians, let's say Muslim comedians, right? Because they could be from any
background,
geographical
sure.
background. They always tend to have like some kind of religious twist to their jokes. I don't personally find that funny. I think just leave it out. Do you know?
Like
But,
give me an example.
no, something about the virgins or the 72 virgin when you die, this is gonna happen, or that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know any Muslim comedians who do that.
I think there's a few. I don't want to mention any names, but I've come across it and think, why would you want to like take the pee out of?
Well, that you're contradicting yourself now from what you were saying earlier about comedians should be allowed to say anything.
No, not religious stuff.
But that's the thing. But then why have you drawn a line there?
But that's what I'm saying. Religion.
So
With anyone's
that's what I'm saying,
religion,
but everyone draws a line, though, innit?
I suppose, yeah.
Yours might be religion, but someone else's might be something else. So everyone's got their lines that they want to draw. So that's the thing, innit? Like for me, yeah, that's a line that I draw as well. Personally, I don't go there either. But then that's my view, though, innit? So if someone else doesn't believe in that, then I might want to do stuff about stuff they care about. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit tricky about balance. It is a bit tricky, but then you just gotta. I think if comedians do a routine or a thing about from a place of understanding, I don't mind that. But if it's just ignorant stuff that you might hear on an EDL rally, I'm like that's not your professional.
Well, that's
Yeah.
comedy gold, though, so that's
No, but you're laughing at their stupidity, innit?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's different.
You're laughing at the ignorance, not the actual joke.
Yeah.
But social media has changed a lot now.
Yeah, hugely.
Right? And do you think TikTok comedians are ruining the art?
Nah.
Or is it just another platform
It's another
for
platform.
talent?
No. It's a different platform. It's a different medium. It's like 2020 and one day cricket and test cricket. It's just a different medium, bro. Like stand-up will always have its place, but you know some of and TikTok is a mixed bag. You got some rubbish on there, and you got some brilliance on there.
Yeah.
And same as stand-up, you get some crap and you get some brilliant and everything in between. And so no man, there's a space for everyone. So if you want to be on TikTok and do something that'll make people laugh, then yeah, wicked.
And where do you see a comedy in next 10 years? Will it be even bigger, or will everyone be too offended to laugh?
No, I think that's changing. I think people are going back the other way. I think it's going to be bigger and better than ever. I think people are going back the other way now. I think we had that sort of 4 or 5 years where everyone was offended all the time by everything. But I think people are turning away from that now, and they're like
Lightening up a little bit.
Yeah, lightening up a little bit. And just going, it doesn't matter. And realizing there's bigger battles than jokes.
I suppose. But advice, and this is about our last, I know you're tight with time as well. Our last few questions.
Yeah, all good.
Right.
I've got
advice.
I've got half an hour, bro.
Yeah, perfect. Advice and fun rapid fire questions.
Yeah.
What's your biggest advice for someone who wants to be a comedian but is terrified of bombing?
You gotta get over it. You just have to get over it, and there's no other way of doing it than just doing it. Some things you just gotta, like driving, for example. You can know all the theory and watch all the videos and stuff, but until you get into a car and put the clutch down and put the handbrake down and put into first
and
gear,
you stall for the first time.
Yeah, no, you can't learn. And exactly, and having, like, you know, in that first few weeks of learning how to drive, how shit were all of us at driving, stalling at a traffic light, whatever, like, you know, getting your like hitting the curb on a reverse park or whatever, getting a 3-point turn wrong, getting the reverse caught. Like we all made mistakes, and most of us probably failed a driving test or two as well. But then and even when you're newly passed, you're not a great driver really.
Yeah.
It takes a bit of time driving consistently, then you get better and eventually you get comfortable, and then you go on motorways and you're scared of driving on a motorway because you haven't done it before. And you're like, oh, I run 70 miles per hour and I'd barely gone over 50 in my life, and now I've got to go 70 miles per hour, I've got to drive on whatever motorway it is. But then you do it, and the first time you might be a bit nervous, second, third time you're like, actually, this is fine.
Yeah.
No problem. First time you go past a lorry, you're scared, like, oh, what if the lorry comes in my lane, what am I going to do? Then you realize they don't. It's like that with comedy, the same thing. You just got to get over it. And it is standing there. I mean, this is stand-up comedy in particular.
Yeah.
You can hide behind a camera if you're doing it online, but stand-up comedy, you got to stand in front of people, and they might not laugh, and you have to just get over it. And if you want it bad, or if you think you're good enough and you want it bad enough, you have to keep going, keep writing, keep performing, keep writing, keep performing, keep writing, keep performing until you find your voice and you get comfortable on stage. There's no shortcuts.
If you had to create a comedy survival kit, what 3 things would be in it?
Resilience, timing, confidence.
You forgot the jokes.
You don't need jokes. Timing covers that.
Timing, as in timing of how you deliver the joke?
Punchline.
Okay.
Like when to be like.
Okay. You know, that's an art, you know.
It's an art. It's an art. You can't teach that.
Exactly. I was going to say, there's certain things in life you just can't teach someone.
You can't teach.
And that's one of the things, like, so a lot of people think you can be an entrepreneur, but you got to be born to make sacrifices and, you know, go through all of the stuff that they do. If you're a singer, you're born with the voice or you know, the talent of delivering a song. Comedian, you have to be born with that thing.
Timing is probably the single most important thing. And there's so many comedians who have good routines or good writing or good premises, good ideas, but just the timing is slightly off and they don't deliver in quite the best way that joke could be delivered.
Yeah.
And so they don't land as good.
Yeah.
And there's
It
comedians
just
with
doesn't
like sometimes fairly routine, quite average material, but their timing of how to tell that joke is just mwah, and they can elevate it to another level.
That's it. Have you heard of, oh, you must have heard of him, Kevin, that Glaswegian?
Yeah, Kevin Bridges.
Yeah. I've been watching his stuff recently, you know.
He's brilliant.
I find that guy hilarious.
Brilliant.
You know, his stuff is very simple. Very basic, but it's the way he delivers it. It's brilliant. I've actually started following him, and he's just funny, that guy is.
Yeah, very funny guy.
Very funny guy. Okay, my third question. If you could do a comedy special anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Blackburn, hometown.
I like that. I thought you might be going to say Dubai or something. You know, something.
Fuck Dubai. First of all, fuck Dubai and everyone that lives there.
My cousin lives there as well. So
Yeah,
that's
fuck your
something.
cousin. Quote me on that. Nah, bro. I'm not a big fan of.
So
Dubai.
that is a lot of hate
Nah,
towards Dubai.
I'm not a big fan of Dubai.
So why is that?
It's not a real place. People, oh, it's tax free. Yeah, your mom's fucking using the NHS. Pay some tax. Your entire family, of cousin marriages are relying on the NHS. Why are you running away and paying no tax? Because stay here and pay some tax, you know. All your nieces and nephews are going to school here. Shut the fuck up.
That's gonna be a nice short. A very, very hard reality hard hitting short. That was nice. Yeah, that's a love letter to Sheikh Mohammed. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love Dubai. Yeah, say it's free Palestine in Dubai. Go on. Say it now. Go on. Say free Palestine now. Go on the street. Say free Palestine now in Dubai. Wear a free Palestine shirt in Dubai now. Go on. I love Dubai. Right, got that off my chest. Make sure you put that clip up with that one as well.
Yeah. No, these
put
clips.
them together.
You know, before I ask you about the other two, if you put up a status about the Palestine thing, I took a picture of that because I know I was going to forget it. But
my best friends live in Dubai, by the way.
Well, it's too late for that now, mate.
They know how I feel.
Yeah, this one. The best way to stop Palestinians needing to settle anywhere other than Palestine is to advocate and support for Palestinians to stay in Palestine in safety and sans apartheid.
Without apartheid.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people don't, professional people, right, who work for the BBC, who are in the mainstream limelight, they tend to stay away from all of this, right? Because, you know, they've got livelihoods, they've got jobs, this, that, the other. So what did you feel that what could possibly happen if you are going to tweet this out?
Nothing's going to happen. I don't work for anyone. I don't have a contract with a single person.
Do you ever feel that maybe if I'm putting this out, it could jeopardize my future contract?
Yeah, it might. It might do. It might. But it might. And to be truly, I've been talking about Palestine for years. They've been coming up after me for years for this, bro. Like 2019, 2020 times, bro. They've been coming after me for Palestine, bro. Like it's not. I've never shied away from speaking up for Palestine in anything that I do. So like for me, it's not. When I had my own TV show, the Tez O'Clock Show, back in 2019, like I was on Channel 4, mainstream TV every single week, wearing a free Palestine wristband. But I've never been shy from that. And if there's any opportunities that I've lost that I'm not even aware of because of that, then it wasn't meant for me. Whatever's written for me will come. Nothing can stop that. And whatever's not meant for me can't come, no matter how hard I try. But, you know, like, I'm not going to stop advocating. But then things might change. I might get a big job. Like, I might get a big acting job or a big presenting job or something. And they might say to me, listen, we want you in this job, just need to like chill out a bit online and that. And then I don't know.
But wouldn't that again going against your...
Yeah, maybe the reason I'm that because I'm free, because I don't have a contract. So I can be free.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge those people who...
Free test.
I don't want to judge those people who are like in that situation where they can't say anything because Right, but everyone's got mortgages and bills to pay and stuff. But I'm just in a fortunate position where I can make a lot of work for myself.
I mean, just like myself.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You can. This is your platform. No one can sack you from this.
Exactly.
You can say whatever
and
you want.
We've done many episodes on Palace, a full 2.5 hour.
Yeah, exactly. And no one can
episodes
sack you from your own podcast.
Yeah.
No one can stop me from doing podcast gigs unless unless I say something mad, racist or crazy, like mental. Like no one's gonna stop. No one's gonna take stand up away from me for saying free Palestine.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing really gets to me is that even just by uttering those words, people are scared.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. But I get it. I don't want to judge it. I would never judge anyone for like.
See, like you didn't say anything bad in that, right? And a lot of people don't say anything bad. It's just that you're looking after another race of people. What's bad in that?
No, there isn't.
But for some reason, no, you can't say that.
There isn't.
That's the thing.
But
That
I get it.
really
I wouldn't
gets
judge
to
people though. People who are in certain.
No, you can't.
Positions of under certain contracts and their livelihoods and their mortgages and all that depends on it. And I also don't like this call out culture. I don't like it when they call people out. Oh, why hasn't he said something? Why hasn't she said something?
It's so bad.
I'm not into that, bro. I'm not into that at all. If they want to say it, let them. If they don't want to say it, what's it to do with you?
Exactly. Everyone's got their own problems.
Yeah, as long as they're not pro against whatever, right? As long as they're not doing that, then someone to call out, innit? But in their silence or whatever, that's up to them, man. Like. You calling them out and then them saying something, then alright, as they come from a place of truth, or are they just saying something so they don't get called out?
For the sake of it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd rather just have the people who are in a position where they can speak out, let them speak out. And the people who aren't speaking out, you don't know why they're not speaking out. There might be reasons for it. They might not feel comfortable. They might be in a certain financial situation that they feel like they can't say something. It's not just about this situation, any situation.
Any situation, yeah.
So I'm like, just this call out culture I'm not into at all.
And I think a lot of Pakistanis are in that call out culture now.
Oh, they love it, bro. You know what it is?
So
because
I don't understand why.
There's some about, and not just Pakistani culture, it exists across the board. As human beings, we love being angry, bro. We love being angry more than we like being happy. So if we can be angry at someone or something, we love that, bro. As a human race, if we can call someone out and gang up together on someone and call them a shit person, that's a good feeling. That's like sport, bro. It's like sport. Yeah, go on, smashed it. But if like someone does something good, you're like, oh yeah, fine, whatever. Bad news travels around the world twice as fast as good news before good news has even got out the gates.
True. I find that a lot in the Asian Pakistani
people
culture.
love being outraged, bro.
They just pull each other down.
They love being angry, bro. Being angry is a good feeling, bro. You love it more than you love being happy.
Why is that, you reckon?
You love lashing out and stuff.
Why?
Because it makes you feel. It's like punching a punch bag. It makes you feel good.
It's just mad.
I don't like it myself personally, but I'm just telling you like what the psychological perspective of it is.
It's very, very important because a lot of people, just for the sake of doing it for someone else, they get into trouble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think it's very important to people. If you want to say something, but fine, go ahead. And if you know someone who's not saying anything, just leave it to it.
Yeah.
They might have, they might have their own financial problems, which they can't afford to lose a job. But my next question, you get to form a comedy Avengers team.
Oh yeah.
Who's your lineup?
How many people is that?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Am I in it?
No, apart from you. Obviously you're in it.
Alright, so me plus 5 or me plus 4?
Let's do you plus 5.
Okay, me plus 5. Oof. Chappelle.
Okay.
Stuart Lee.
Yep.
Oh, Richard Pryor.
Right. You better say Guz Khan.
No, I don't. What do you mean I've got to say anyone? Let me think. Johnny Lever.
Yep.
Legendary Bollywood actor.
Yep.
So I say him or Guz Khan. That was a close one. Have I got him on 3?
Is he on 3?
I'm on 4.
No, you're on 4. You're on 4. One more.
So what did I say? I said Dave Chappelle, Stuart Lee, Johnny Lever, Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Frankie Boyle.
Frankie Boyle, I've heard of that name, Frankie Boyle.
Frankie's funny.
But that's a
Strong lineup.
proper Avengers lineup. That is.
Strong lineup that.
And
Two
then
Americans,
you-
two English. God, Frankie's Scottish. Two British, one Indian, and one British Pakistani. So a strong lineup.
Yeah, it's a very diverse lineup. And lastly, tell me a joke that would make even the grumpiest person laugh.
Someone told me this joke recently. Actually, I was at a charity event, and this geezer was like, "Oh, this guy's a comedian. He's got this joke for you." He told me it was very funny. He goes, so he's an older gentleman, must be in his 60s, 70s. Goes, so when I was younger, I loved playing football. Loved playing football as a kid. Got a bit older, 20s, 30s, loved playing cricket. Loved playing cricket. Now that I'm even older, I like playing golf. You see, as I got older, the balls have got smaller. It's good, isn't it? It's a good joke, isn't it? When he told me, I was like, Allah, that's a good joke. I was like, fucking hell, that's a good joke, that. I have to put him in the Avengers lineup.
Yeah.
His uncle came out of nowhere and just told me the best joke I heard in a long time. And I was like, that's a good joke, that.
That is a good joke.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It's a good joke. I don't know if it's his joke or whether he got that off someone else. Whether he heard it from somewhere else. I don't know. It's a good joke, though. I've not heard it before.
Yeah. So have you used it yet?
No, it's not my joke, innit? But I can tell it as a story because that uncle told it to me in Nottingham a couple of weeks ago.
That's a nice...
Good joke, innit?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Very good. Very good. But, Tez, before we say our final goodbyes, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure too, bro.
Thank you very much for coming, taking time out. I know you're a busy guy. And, for a split second, I didn't think that it was going to happen. Especially when you email, say, "Oh, can we do that?"
The timings, I know. Just a very busy man. My bad.
But Manal, I'm really, really thankful for you to coming, and we're gonna get some food. Right, I'm gonna feed you because that's our custom here.
Mm-hmm.
We feed everyone before they leave. You know, it's just a brotherly thing that we do.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and yeah, brilliant. Have you got a joke for us?
That's it, bro. How many jokes do you think I've got?
You're supposed to be a comedian, bro.
That's it. Nah. I ain't
Yeah, supposed to be a
I ain't no
comedian.
machine, bro.
Is this the actual Tez Ilyas?
I'm just.
No, I think there's a few lookalikes that
I'm doing this for. I'm doing this for free, by the way, just so you know. They're not paying me for this. I didn't joke, Amar.
No joke, no payment around here. Just free jokes. We like free jokes, even if you take the piss out of us.
I'm trying to be
no
like
problem.
NASA right now. I saw this guy, at this event. Big tank of a guy, big lad. You know what he reminded me of? You know those old school telephones? Those with the big bulky thing and the big receiver at the end like that. That's him. He had like these big shoulders like that and the body like that. And I was like, you look like a telephone, bro. That's so funny.
He worked all his hard life, right, to be where he is, and then
I was going to say, why do you look like a telephone?
he comes along.
Like a receiver.
Probably he's a receiver. You never know this day and age.
Like a telephone, innit?
He probably was a receiver. You never know this day and age. All right, that was a joke. That was a dark joke.
Not everyone understood that one.
Exactly. Anyways, Tez, thank you very much, my bro.
Thank you very much for having me,
coming.
bro. My guy.